Holy fuck, can we just kill those guys immediately?
Which guys?
The snipers.
Yeah.
That guy. Yeah, thank you. Juvies.
Oh shit. Yeah, the red shirt's gone!
Of course!
Prissy!
There you go!
Watch out for the exploding Juvie! Fuck you, asshole, I have explosives too!
Oh, fuck! Ow, ow, fucking goddamn.
Found you.
I'm running up to kill this fucker. There's a torque bow dude at top.
There's a guy with a grenade.
Where'd the torque bow guy go?
No, he's there. I pinged.
No, I know.
Good. Are we good? Are we clear? Is it open? Nope, one more. There's a juvie stuck behind him.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Heavy footsteps.
Carrier!
Oh, great.
Away from the Minotaur!
Where?
Under
The
the
enemy?
bridge.
Oh, that's really awkward.
Come on. Uh-oh.
We got a fuck too!
Oh, you
for
gotta
the
be
love of
fucking kidding me.
God. Uh-oh.
Just freeze it.
I'm gonna back up and start hucking frag grenades at it.
Oh, yeah. Alright.
Okay, good. Thanks, Shaq.
Yikes. I'm gonna die.
What the? Oh, I was right here! Where did that one fucking juvie come from?
The pod.
Oh my fucking god. Oh, there are the leeches. I was hearing them, I didn't see them.
Yeah, a bunch of leeches, fucking fly into me as that carrier died.
Oh my fucking god. Get out, don't come back. I don't want to see your face again. Don't speak to my wife or my son ever again. God, fuck this section.
Then everyone back in! We're ready to go!
I'm out of ammo for everything, including my mind.
He doesn't have any ammo or motions left, folks.
We're in!
I wanted to see both Del and JD do stuff. It's just such a fucking pointless death regardless.
Yeah, really, it's really obvious that they just kind of wanted to make something happen, whether or not it was actually sensible to do that.
Yeah. Jeez.
And now I don't have any ammo to fight all these guys off, so ow. Oh good, I'm fully loaded, alright.
Yeah, I think I was gonna say, I think I have a spawn behind.
Big improvement! Oh, you're more than welcome to take the wheel, mate!
Duck. Good, okay. Whoa!
We've got everything, guys!
Just snatcher! And they're literally throwing the kitchen sink at us.
It's like a fucking Disney ride, man.
How the fuck are we getting out of this?
All right, everyone out!
The full might of the cog of leftover forces.
Come on, Delta!
I'm gonna use this, thank you.
We gotta slow it down.
Oh!
Give it
Ow!
everything you got.
Thanks, Marcus. Sorry about your kid. Oh, Cole!
Now's the fun part, bitch.
Cole Iron Man starring Cole.
Oh, when I said the fun part, I meant fun for the cold train, baby. Oh, what the?
And then Cole dies.
And then Cole dies, and then Bear dies, and then Marcus dies. So it can only be the newbies.
No! Cold! Everyone, into that Minotaur! We'll cover you!
What?
Look!
You know I ain't going out like that, baby!
Oh, cool.
Cole, what are you doing? I'm buying you some time! Get out of there!
Rip its guts out from the inside!
Oh, no.
No! Go! Go!
I mean, he's probably not in that section, right?
Local man is emotionally destroyed by video game writing.
He's not dead? I can't. Go. I can't do more than this, please.
Who can we kill? We gotta kill Barrett. We gotta kill Barrett.
Okay, fine.
He's the only one left. We gotta kill Barrett.
And then Marcus can fully transform into the next villain.
That could just be Marcus.
It's cool! I don't know!
Look, no blood or body. He's not dead.
We got more of them!
JD was believably dead because a fucking neck snap. You know? You're not coming back from that.
I like how they're all standing still out there. Did you see that?
Yeah.
You see, they're literally just standing still. They're not even shooting.
That's why I'm not even bothering to shoot, dude. I'm just sitting right fucking here.
Holy shit, this is falling apart. They're just standing there like mannequins.
Everyone out! And get ready!
Okay, I'm gonna change the. I'm gonna grab the boom shot instead.
We hold him here.
I'd like to
They
grab.
tried to
Actually,
get past
I guess
this
not.
wall.
Here they come!
Wow, it's almost like we had a much better defensive position way back over there.
I mean, if we were to walk into this fucking gate, we probably would still have a good defensive position.
Watch the drop shots. We really don't need to be killed by that now.
A lot of it, Guardian. Drop shot.
All right, stay behind him.
And then heroic music, which will end in 5 seconds as the Guardians are taken over.
I got something else for him, Delta! Special delivery!
Oh! Holy
Oh, hey, look, a bombing run!
fuck!
Wow!
You beautiful maniac!
Wow! Wow, GaLm, it's almost like basic military strategy in the 21st century. Cats! Wow!
Hang on, we're coming!
Actually
That took
having
a long
an
fucking
aircraft-
time.
Right, and actually having an aircraft that supports us. Amazing.
And then the flux.
And then the flak skill. It's gonna kill Carmine now, too. Right? No, it's...
What the fuck is that?
When the fuck did we have that?
Why aren't those everywhere else?
Railgun's gotta recharge between shots. So get on a turret and hold these bastards off.
Fucking.
When did we
Heard
get
him, Delta.
these?
Take out those
I don't know.
blocks.
We should have had them in more fucking locations. Get off the turret, Onyx Guard.
No one likes you. That's not even close. Actually, they're still hitting something. Hey, you asshole!
Yeah, get the bug off. Main character time.
Wow, the turrets are actually really disintegrating them instantly. Wow.
We don't need the $1 billion railgun to fire, or the $1 billion per round railgun to fire. We'll just use infinite ammo. This flock didn't even get close to the wall.
There's no... actually, no, those are just graphic effects back there. And... okay, so how are we gonna do this?
God, I want this thing to just die. I mean, this is the most one of these large beasts have done.
What
It doesn't...
the hell is that?
did more than the Gears 4 one.
It's coming down!
Someone aim the giant fucking gun at this thing?
Can we just shove the giant fuck? Wait a minute, I'm gonna go back over here. I'm gonna back over here.
Carmine! When can we use that railgun?
Whoa!
Oh, I got the Onyx guards. Oh, well.
No one likes them. Fuck those guys. Oh!
Oh, we do care about you. Not that tentacle.
yeah.
Not today. Okay, fine.
Yes,
Fuck
we
my
have-
cover. You're right. My emotional barriers are down. You've got me.
We're really vulnerable right now. We had to make a choice that didn't really have. Actually, it had a much better choice than the one we made.
Let's go. Honestly, they probably didn't do too much with JD anyways.
Really, honestly, it feels like they tried to sidestep. Oh well, JD's a generic main character, and no one likes him because he's too generic. They tried to sidestep it, but this is too much.
Yeah.
Guys. My ass!
Pull the gun. Do it.
I'm gonna do the gun. I'm gonna wreck him. Target locked.
Have a bite of this!
That didn't kill it. Oh, we gotta do this 4 times.
Oh god, no.
We gotta do. I know. No.
Sucking us in!
Tonsils.
Focus fire on the tonsils!
Nice shot!
We gotta do this 4 fucking times.
It's okay, you know what? There's super ammo right here.
Super ammo.
It gives explosive ammo too! Oh, shit!
Where's the super ammo? Where
I
is
pointed
it?
at it. It's right there. It's on the left side.
Oh, that, right.
Oh, there goes another Onyx Yard.
Yet again, no one cares.
I saved myself! Alright, time to realign the railgun. Well,
Wow,
time to
actually-
wait.
Yeah, I'm actually. Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's actually a legitimate strategy. How about that?
Yeah, staying next to the fucking ammo supply and just bombing it.
No, not that. Like, actually, just, you know. Actually, no, yeah. Wait, right, I can just stand there. What the fuck am I doing?
In its throat!
Shoot the tonsils, shoot the
Tonsils!
Woo! Buzz almost got in there. I want to shoot it this time.
Shoot the gun. You can shoot the gun. It's only
Fire,
fair.
fire the cap.
Get the blaps.
Hey, asshole!
You think this thing would learn not to do this?
It's hurt, but it's not dead yet!
Then we'll just keep firing until
Nah.
we finish the job!
I have no other learning capabilities other than. I'm gonna go over here and just keep raining grenades on it. Yeah, let's do that. Is that actually?
Hey, we're losing a little bit of space here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow. You're just
Wow.
gone.
I tried to run back and then I immediately died. Okay.
I wonder how far back it sets us. Beginning of the fight. All right, now we're good.
In its throat! Shoot the tonsils!
Yeah, I'm gonna just grab. You go do that. I'm gonna just grab these, and then we're just gonna run back.
Oh, we actually have to fire it the second time. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey, asshole!
Loop it.
It's hurt, but it's not dead yet!
Then we'll just keep firing until we finish the job! Focus on those tonsils!
Okay, so now we go backwards, really fast.
Go into the door. Fall back to the armory. I did it.
I did it. I did it too. I'm not dead.
There! We can't stop it!
What are you doing?
Jack!
Baird, what's happening?
Jack, what are you doing?
He's broadcasting beacon coordinates.
Oh my god, we're going to kill Jack.
Firing controls.
We're going to kill Jack.
Oh, you clever little shit.
Jack? Jack, no! Jack! No! Jack! Not like this! Oh my god, they're playing sad music for Jack.
Oh my god, guys.
They're playing sadder music than they did for fucking JD?
Because nobody on the dev team liked JD, obviously.
I think they're doing it because that was probably the end.
Okay, so Jack's dead, so we gotta... Okay, so Clayton and Baird are still alive. We gotta clean up the body count.
Cool's probably still around somewhere.
I like how... Really, I like... Yeah, that's a more... this is all over the place, but I'm gonna wait until we're actually... wait until the credits roll. Wait until the credits roll. Just keep going. Oh.
Woo! This place got fucked. Well, Cog and Humanity's back in the shit.
I like how she's still wearing that fucking necklace.
You know, yeah, the one that represents how terrible everything is.
Still got his shades, though.
Yeah, glad they're still nearby.
Alright, Faz, now you're the buddy cop adventure. Oh! Well, great, he's not dead.
Yeah, called it. No blood, no body.
Wait, no, how did
he get over here?
How the fuck did he get over here?
He was around, he just didn't say anything. He let everybody think he was dead.
This is... kinda goofy. Actually, extremely goofy. This is so underwhelming.
I'm gonna end up rewatching, like, the JD side of this, and it's just gonna be fucking Marcus putting his shoulder on JD, and that's it. Well, at least Marcus still has his old family.
You lost your family, you lost your papa, you lost your wife, your baby boy, but you still got the coal train, baby.
Still got the coal train in bed. Delta Squad still here to represent.
Inaudible.
She feels like she was just, you know, she was away from her
new girl.
Yeah, but he's like, yeah, get on over here.
She'll be back.
Of course she will.
But not if we find her first.
I mean, probably still before that.
Okay, good. You probably should get rid of that. Yeah, that's like wearing a swastika after World War II. You probably shouldn't use that.
Your dad was Hitler.
Get rid of that.
Your dad was Hitler. Oh shit! I should get rid of these.
And that's the end of the game. Actually, I'm really disappointed with how that went, because that just felt like there were a lot of ideas, and then they just did stuff just to do stuff, whether or not it made any sense at all.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so I think we can both agree immediately that saving JD is a way better ending.
Yeah. Oh, I can fucking. Do you see this?
What?
You can, if you right click, you can just control the scrolling of this thing. I'm like fucking rapid firing the credits.
Oh, there we go. Hang on.
Holy fuck, this was long.
And then Near Automata ending W.
Is there an after credit scene?
I would hope so, because that... No?
Nope.
You have been removed from the game. I'm sorry, GaLm. Our connection has been severed. We are now tossed to opposite ends of the warp. We will maybe come back again.
Oh, wait. I was wrong. You can start from the chapters. The problem is, yeah, we'd have to literally start from, I mean, there's only 2 chapters for that act. So, it is, you would have to replay the whole, like, front section of like getting the first beacons up and then fighting, you know, the section we died to like for like 20-30 minutes. Yeah, no,
Let's
we're not
play
doing
it on casual if we want to do that, right? Do we want to? It would literally mean that we have literally nothing else to ever come back to this game for.
Sure.
And then what do we got here?
Well, we got a climax of we blew up another big ass monster, and Reyna has officially shown up in a physical, technically form.
Octomom.
Yep.
I mean, really, I feel like the only thing that kind of resolved is where the locust came from. And then, like, Reyna is, in fact, we didn't really need to resolve that if Reyna was, or actually, no, if Kate was, like, a locust queen thing. We knew. There was enough shit going on that you didn't have to be told.
Honestly, I'm disappointed. We never fucking touched on the control shit ever again. That was a cool element.
But no, I gotta reject the bad power. So, okay, I'm gonna turn the audio back up because you're getting drowned out a lot. And now we're gonna go back into this fucking section, and now we're going to not kill JD and see what's different.
We're gonna see how it affects JD and see if he says anything more interesting. Which honestly, even then, it still doesn't change that this entire set piece is.
It's rushed. It's a mess. It's a fucking slog of enemies being sent at you over and over again. It's kind of exhausting, and it really. I just dropped the hammer again. What the fuck? I want my hammer. There it is.
Yeah, Cole, and your mega feet. We're at the tomb.
I didn't hear Cole say that he would. Yeah, he would help us out.
I think that must be like they must have like triggers like for different forms of dialogue, which shows that effort was put into some of these things. It's just that they kind of lost what they were doing, I guess.
I mean, I maybe not lost initiative, but definitely just things didn't line up. Not that you really need things to line up to have different dialogue.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, hack that thing, yeah. Yeah, you work for us now.
I blew it up.
JK, you're dead.
Good assist, Jack.
Just gonna stand back here with iframes and wowzers. Oh no, yes.
Oh right, the statures.
Who's invulnerable just to look cool, and then he dies.
We're a little busy right now.
Look, I'm rounding people up in case we gotta fall back to the hall.
All
One in the
that matters
corner.
is keeping these things away from the city.
Agreed.
Also,
But let me know
I guess it's just an outer city that fell, and not the actual like main city. So Cog isn't actually as set back as it might have seemed.
And that's the last one.
And now,
Baird, we're all clear here. Are the beacons synced yet?
If not, you may want to hurry on that.
Oh, don't you
They
worry.
do the same shit twice. The hammer, it's amazing. We've got it back. Good job, everybody.
but should we use the hammer gun? What if it's too dangerous? What if it kills all the civilians?
Doesn't matter. It's broken again.
Oh no, it's killing everything again. Yay, there you go, hammer. It's really confused.
No, our gun.
Delta, what happened?
The beacon!
Sorry, kids, gotta stop the super weapon. Mom's gonna talk now. I'm turning off the Xbox.
It's also just really hard to take Reyna, like Queen Reyna, seriously because she's just
Octomom.
Well, yeah, first off, tentacle monster. Second off,
Are you?
We are what you could have been.
she's even worse than Mira.
Everybody, but you're not my brother.
She's kind of just Mira, really.
No, at least Mira had like a story, like some kind of sense of a reason, even if they didn't give it until now.
Yeah, like looking in retrospect, Mira seems like a better character. This is just like, I'm gonna kill you. Why? Because I'm gonna kill you. Why? I'm gonna kill you.
Are a complete being. Collected. Immortal.
She even talks like Mira.
and you squandered it. Alive or dead, you belong to us.
I don't want to belong to you. Who will you save? I guess I'll save JD.
Make the much better choice, GaLm.
You've made your choice.
It's for Marcus. Del!
And Del dies, and we lost absolutely nothing!
Well, hold on, we lost a cool character. I like Del. I legit like Del.
Del was an okay character, but in terms of like long-reaching past this game character development possibilities, yeah, we didn't lose all that much.
That's cold-blooded, dude.
Look, everyone's agreeing that really JD just presents way better prospects for everybody, and also JD surviving.
There's a difference.
Actually,
hold on. There's a difference between better story and we lost nothing of value.
Again, if someone's got to, that's the thing though. Someone's got to die in that scene. It is written into the story. Someone dies.
Except that it doesn't have to have been written that way.
It didn't. It didn't, and it probably would be better. He's saying literally the same lines, but a different voice actor. They're not even written on there.
Buddy.
Oh no, it is. Okay, go, Mom. Right.
JD, I know. I know, and I'm so sorry. He was my friend too.
The line's barely changed.
Honestly, this already feels better in some ways. It's still kind of like this game doesn't end in any way somewhat like, you know, satisfying. But this is already kind of more sensible.
Jack. Lights, please.
Now, I also feel like narratively still is more annoying though, because we spent a lot of the fucking game with Del.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but that's the thing though.
And
so
for him to,
thing,
so it's kind of it's a scenario where like, okay, so JD lost a lot of focus as the main character, and so mentally in my head, he's fallen to the level of a general support character, regardless.
Mainly,
so because we spent literally all of Act 2 with basically just Kate and Del, and
even then he was still mostly like even when Faz and JD came back, it was still
mostly their dynamic.
Yeah.
And so it feels it's just such a fucking wasted opportunity for both JD and Del, regardless, because both of them could have been built up, regardless of what path they end up going down.
I feel like, yeah, so I think, okay, we're, I think the argument whether or not which choice is better off isn't really the argument we should be, like, talking about. It's the entire story being designed that way in the first place is the argument. Because it's just a bad way to set up a story to make, this choice shouldn't have happened at all.
Yep, I don't...
It wastes both characters either way. Del doesn't get to have any real substantial spotlight with anything in the story aside from what he has with Kate in this game.
Yep, and
JD, on the other hand, loses all connection to Marcus, and we kind of lose our connection to the old games when we lose JD.
Also, here's your connection to what you were talking about before, and Cole said he'd come over, and well, that makes sense, and this is why he's now suddenly here.
Oh, okay.
He's holding line up ahead. I gotta help Gears get back to the wall. Hey, you heard it. We gotta move.
Okay, so yeah, generally speaking, yeah, it's kind of just flawed from the ground up in terms of... We kind of needed to have Kate be the focus of this game, because that's what Gears of War 4 built up.
Yeah.
Okay, get the other side.
Booting JD out of the spotlight kind of sort of needed to happen, but it could have been done a better way. But because we did that, and having the choice back here at the end, the entire way that the sandcastle's built is flawed. It kind of starts to fall apart by the time we get up here.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, I think,
JD, another goddamn...
there are a lot of ways, there are a lot of ways I would prefer, because, like, there are a lot of parts of this game that feel really, really good. I genuinely enjoyed a lot of parts of this game, more than I enjoyed in some of the other Gears. It's like I said in Gears 4, while overall Gears 4 is kind of there are a lot of parts that I liked more than the other Gears. It just feels like a good title, gameplay-wise, visually, and in even some of the narrative bits, I liked how they were told.
Yeah, like we mainly because I think for the both of us, it was actually shedding light on shit that we wanted explained in the original trilogy, but never actually got there.
Yeah.
It didn't really do very much in 4, but in 5, we got a whole lot.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
I think honestly, from a gameplay standpoint, 4 and 5 are actually very good because they experiment a lot and they add a lot of things to the game to mix up the, you know, hide behind chest high wall, shoot locust and head chainsaw, go to the next area.
The whole ability shit in this game, I actually enjoyed, even if it was kind of awkward.
Yeah, it seems like some of the stuff from 4 was forgotten, like the tower defense thing was, you know, the whole I like the fabricator. They probably could have done something more interesting, but it seems like they completely forgot about it. But so there's a lot of interesting gameplay mechanical stuff going on, which is, again, you know, probably the best points of this game and 4. The narrative, though, that's when things start to fall apart. We have good moments, and, you know, entertaining character moments, but overall the story that the trilogy is setting up, the new trilogy, is falling apart right before our eyes.
Yeah.
And I think it feels better than the original trilogy. It feels worse than the original trilogy because the problem with the original trilogy is it didn't have all that much story.
Yeah, and so, and like we said beforehand, when you start to have so much story, you have to do a lot more to kind of like keep up with it.
You gotta pay for things. If you want things to happen in a story, big dramatic moments, you have to set them up and you have to pay for them in writing.
Yeah, and in this, they set up a lot, and then it feels like another scenario. Okay, now go read the books.
Right, no, yeah, it seems like they set up a lot and then all of a sudden they pull things out that they didn't set up properly. It's again, you gotta set things up prior for the audience to really feel like what's happening actually is like somewhat fair is kind of an odd word to use, but sensible. Or like, you know, you can keep your suspension of disbelief going to the, you know, you could believe that this is a real story about real people. Yeah, it's not just contrived for no reason.
Yeah.
So again, if you start pulling shit like that choice out of the ass, you basically it's the writing equivalent of shoplifting. You're having drama, sure, it's on screen, and, you know, the moment itself might be, you know, what you wanted, but you didn't set it up properly, and so it doesn't hit as hard as it should. And right afterwards, the audience is gonna have some questions about, where the hell did that come from? Why did that happen? That didn't feel right.
Yep. Oh, Tentacle Queen Reyna's here now? Alright.
It really feels like, I guess, from Gears 4, the way they went with the story, they were just not happy with it, and so they doubled back on literally everything. Because, oh, we killed Kate's mom. Kate's mom is still not dead. Kate, for some reason, cannot actually fall to the Locust Queen. Like, I honestly expected Kate to just become the villain, and that probably would have been better if it happened.
Yeah, I mean, I expected her to not become the villain. I expected that to be like, you get the implication that it would happen, but then they subvert that expectation.
But even that,
Where's Del?
why do you care? What did Del even actually? Del did a lot. Del was a family friend, yes.
Hey. Hey.
Oh, come on! That's way better! No! Del dies! You see, we set that up! For the entirety of the last 2 games! Come on! Okay.
Hey, Del, look who's saving who. Again.
Okay. Too soon. Too soon fast. Too soon.
God damn it.
Hey!
He cares more about Del than he did JD.
Even though he spent like what 4 or 5 months with JD.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
We're on our way.
Okay. So how's this change?
You ordered the man double time.
Oh, he's actually like
He's actually talking. Here's the thing.
That's way better. That's way better.
I'm fine with narratively either or of them dying. I'm just not fine with them with the way it was handled. It felt just stupid.
I mean,
That's the biggest thing. Because any death in connection to a character will turn into a moment that can be like, oh, okay, they lost their friend. How are they going to develop from that? They did it to Marcus, and that was more acceptable there because it was like, all right, Dom had been fleshed out enough that
he reached his logical conclusion as a character, and so forth. He could either die or walk off into the sunset, start a family, another family, open a farm, buy the farm, do whatever.
But Del started to hit the the flow of like, okay, we're really developing him. He's got character things that he dislikes, that he puts his foot down for, that he opposes, and that he's not always gonna just sit there and accept the main character. Yeah. Cool, all right. And how is this gonna resolve? Well, fuck him.
Fuck him, he's dead. Right. So honestly, in either way, it feels like a waste of a character.
Yeah, he should have just did what they did with the last trilogy and just fucking killed him in 6.
Or really, because again, the thing that made the thing that made Dom more acceptable as a death, even if it was sudden, was the fact that we then killed Queen Mera and finished the Locust War. We ended something.
Yep. And overall, through the whole,
see you next game, kids.
Yeah, and throughout the whole game, you also get the implication that this is gonna come to like a conclusion because you're like, this is the end of the trilogy. You know it's the end of the trilogy. Even regardless, I'm sure even if you played it on launch, you probably had a sense that like shit's gonna go down. But this is the middle child of a trilogy, if it even is. I don't even actually know if this is gonna be a trilogy or if it's gonna be like a saga.
I don't know, but from some implications of looking around at how this game's doing, it's not doing very well.
Gears 4 did well enough to have a sequel, and they've got enough money that Gears 5 will have a sequel. It's an inevitable. It's one of those kinds of things,
I mean, Microsoft may pay for it just to have exclusives, maybe, but I mean, even on Twitch, Borderlands has 50,000 viewers, like this morning. Gears had 2.
I mean, Gears has been Gears is a weird series. I don't really care too much about it. So
that's you see, that's the thing. That's the sentiment that everyone that's the sentiment.
There are people who do care about it. Is the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Gears has
so
a very strong
it's always going to be different
community.
from it's going to be different from like first person as to what who's looking for what. But in terms of them getting a sequel, it's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. You know it.
If Microsoft pays for it, which they likely will.
Yeah, you know it's gonna get a sequel. It's just overall already a series that's been really successful. If this were like any other, like some of the other series out there, then maybe it won't get a sequel.
Yeah, it's been planned. The money's probably there, and Microsoft's gonna pay for it whether or not because they need exclusives. So yeah, you probably will get a sequel, but again, this leaves a very bad taste in the mouth. Because you can look at it and go, it just tried to be dramatic to do something, and it just came off as poorly written. And it's stuck in the train again.
He's dead already.
Wow, it's almost like we spent like fucking 20 minutes in this section. Thanks, casual difficulty.
Dude, casual goes way too fucking fast, actually.
You know what we got? We played on casual. We got some ice cream. We got to save JD. We got a hug between JD and Marcus. We got to basically outskill the game. Yay, casual difficulty.
Boss, block! Go, go!
But yeah, I think while there might be maybe a community-wide thing of like, Gears by itself, even if this game made $0, would still have a sequel. And I think that it probably already it probably already successfully made its budget back.
It's probably in the black, and again, Microsoft probably has contractual agreements to have you basically said to the coalition, you're making 3 games.
Yeah.
And then they were like, all right. But then that kind of, as we said while we were playing the last game, that kind of showed that, well, the writing was made with, in contrast to the original series, original trilogy, the writing was made with 3 games in mind and not, hey, we're gonna make this game and we don't know if it's gonna work or not, so we're gonna make one game and see what happens. And it's like, oh, okay, we made this game, the first game was successful, let's make another one. Oh, the second game was successful, let's make another one.
We gotta slow it down.
Yeah, I think this is distracting, but this, as an overall package, I liked it more than Gears 4.
I don't feel like you... I suppose...
But it also feels like, as it started to get like a good roll, they still fucked up.
Yeah, right.
What the? No! Cole!
And then the big scary Leviathan thing that we just established in like the last chapter comes back to eat everyone. Wow.
Everyone, into that Minotaur! We'll cover you!
I missed what you said, what?
Nothing. Nothing at all. I didn't say anything at all.
Cole! What are you doing? I'm buying you some time! Get out of there, Cole! Good idea! Oh shit!
This is also a stupid cop-out. Come on, get out of here.
Go! Go!
Right. I suppose that was more of a... Yeah, that's also kind of... It kind of layers in, hey, we're killing main characters. Who else will we kill?
Yeah. I think that, honestly, while it sucks for... Well, what does suck for Marcus?
I think we're clear.
Having James die on him and him just being on this, like full force vengeful crusade against the Swarm, I would have been fine with that. Him taking full main control character again, I'd be alright.
Look at them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they don't. You can stand. You can stand during this section. They don't have. Some of them just have literally no animation.
No, they're all standing there with no animation. They're all looking. They're not even. They're not shooting. They're not moving. They're just standing there. They just place them there.
Sick sequence, yeah.
All right, people, we made it! Then everyone out! And get ready!
Alright. But yeah, in terms of like how the game looks, how the game feels, it's probably the best it's ever been for the entire franchise. It's just that, yeah, the writing is just... They had... the original series, you could make arguments because of, you know, it was kind of sketchy maybe during the entire development. But this... They had time. These are people who want to make these games. These are people who chose to sit here and make these games, but...
There's aim assist on casual.
Alright, yeah, lock on.
Do not let up!
For me, it feels like they had enough potential to set up a lot of really cool shit. And then they just kind of revert back to the same old, and yet it's also still worse in a way.
I think it's worse because of the disappointment, because the experimentation with gameplay leads you to believe, oh well, they must be re-examining how they do everything.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's going to mean for the writing, and it means absolutely fucking nothing, because they decide to just not do it.
Yep, they decide, yeah, you know what? The Swarm is bad. Queen Reyna is bad. Why? Because they're bad. You fight your war. And I thought we were moving past that.
I mean, in a way, Gears of War is that gratuitous all the fucking time, so part of it is always going to remain. But again, while they were experimenting with all of the gameplay and doing all these things that really do kind of take a wrench and, you know, take a wrench and basically just overhaul every, really how Gears of War plays and how you're expected to play. We got a fucking two open world segments in this game. Those are new. So while they were doing that, the expectation was like, you know, they can kind of stick to basics, but it would be very disappointing. That we wanted to see them branch out with a narrative, and they started to do that, and then they stopped. And they went back to, it's just a big dumb Xbox game. So, part of this is... always how it's been, but it's still it's somehow worse than it's been.
Definitely in some elements. I'm not gonna give them like too much shit and be like everything is the worst ever because they didn't write it how I wanted it to be written, but.
Well, really, the writing for the it's not all of the game, but it's a large part. It gives you reason to play. It gives you grounding and reason to care about what's going on. And it kind of didn't stack up. The gameplay, amazing. Everything else, visually, it runs great, aside from the crashes at some points. A lot of launch bugs, but that happens. So,
What the hell is that?
playing the game, fine. Listening to the story, kind of suspect, depending on what kind of person you are.
Yeah, there's a lot of parts of this story that are okay with shit payoff. It's that's I think the biggest part. It's just shit payoff for everything.
Carmine, when can we use
Buy
that
everything by
ray gun?
themselves.
As soon as it
If you start to look at it, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm fine with blah blah blah. JD isn't the main character because we're subverting your expectation doing this. Okay, cool. What's the payoff?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You get to kill JD, that's your payoff.
Your payoff
you get
is
to make sure it never happens ever again.
JD dies, or you lose his best friend. Okay.
For some reason, if you really just didn't like JD at all during Gears of War 4, for whatever reason.
Delta, the railgun's ready. It's only got one shot between recharges, so make it count.
Let's make it count. Big ol' railgun.
Now!
Eat this!
Some people have made the case that Gears has always been a simple story, but that doesn't justify, like, that doesn't justify anything.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a simple story, do it once, not fucking 5 times.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a simple story, alright, fine, keep it simple. If you're gonna start advancing things, then you got everything kind of has to keep escalating. That's just how. That's just how stories go.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you're not gonna win any fucking points where you say, "Oh, we've never really focused terribly hard on story," even though that's what, we didn't really start strongly with it. So we're not gonna put any emphasis behind the story at all. Like, we're just gonna, do whatever. Are you really expect people to give you points for that? Do you really just give up? Are you happy with that? I'm not. I wouldn't be. That means my entire single-player campaign is just kind of phoned in.
No, not now!
Yeah, and I think it always comes down to a scenario that, like, it's not like on purpose thing. I doubt there's someone twisting a mustache in a back room being like,
no, obviously, some people think this is,
It's a lot. There's a lot there. There is a story there. There's a lot of set pieces here. It is a sequence.
It's just not married together in places in the best ways.
In the ways that we prefer, definitely. And there goes the Onyx Guard. Goodbye.
Well, no one likes them anyway.
But it's definitely amusing to see that, like, the most emotional moment in the game is
kind of
Jack
comes out of
dying with sad music.
It really does feel like Jack dying was better set up than both character deaths.
It was.
What's happening?
It's Jack. He's broadcasting beacon coordinates, and he's overriding my firing controls.
Though in a way, people dropping dead like that feels kinda Gears of War in a lot of cases, because as we've seen with Marcus, people, like, we win and we don't. It's kinda, sort of, very basic Greek tragedy, where you win, but you don't actually win.
And then the sad music continues.
Yeah, and this should have been like, really the altercation between Cream and Reyna shouldn't have happened. Should have been the point where somebody dies.
They could have had JD successfully sacrifice himself to the Hammer of Dawn, or Dell does it for him.
I'm making up for this. I got lots of civilians and people I like killed.
And now I need to prove that I really am I just always will do that.
Top 10 anime turnarounds. That would have been good, but no, they didn't do that. They did something else, and it really feels ineffectual in comparison to the things that they could have done. And I think that summarizes some parts of this game. really. I mean, there are good elements, there are great elements, and it's, again, in terms of defining what a Gears of War game should be or could be, it's actually a great example of how far you can take this game, or this game series, with what it has in it. You know, there are a lot of things you can do with chainsaw bayonets. It's not just hopping off over chest-high walls and having, like, ride a broom segments. Because that's kind of what Gears of War 2 was in a lot of ways.
You know, credit where credit's due. They didn't have cutscene QuickTime events.
Good. We've left those behind in the past.
Didn't happen throughout all of the Gears series. Good for them.
So, a lot of this is a good game, like, in terms of gameplay elements. It's just that the story is kind of disappointing because it just, well, it goes really unsatisfying ways and doesn't pay for its drama, and then has really, really strange turns that, like, the choice is kind of really even now, like, out there. That it feels like someone should have just died without any sort of player choice.
Touch shoulder. Knew it.
I lost my, my tag-along co-op buddy too. I know how it feels. This cutscene doesn't really seem like it changes.
Yeah. My co-op buddy didn't have his neck snapped, but, you know, explosions are kind of close to that, I guess.
But yeah, we gotta, actually, even, even in the other cutscene, with JD dying, and then Marcus and James getting that hug. We've been waiting 2 games for that hug. That's something the game paid for. That's something the story paid for in both games.
I suppose. I mean, for me, Marcus also reacting to James' death also felt kind of, in a way, satisfying. In a like a damn, this really was a big blow kind of way. It is like. JD is the most important death that could have happened in those 2 choices.
It felt like they couldn't decide.
And not if we find her first.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's why the choice is there, because
we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, we've been rambling long enough. I think we got everything that we wanted to say. The game, we agree that the game is serviceable to pretty good in the gameplay department.
There's some really good bits. In terms of, there weren't really like, there were a couple of bad bits. Most of them towards the end there were just so many fucking enemies and so many grenades and explosions that can instant kill you.
It feels like the last chapter was rushed, for some reason. Can't tell why, but it feels like it was just a rush. Narratively, and it probably was in terms of the design as well. Because there's nothing really interesting happening in it. It's just, you run around, you get into an arena, oh fuck, there's a whole bunch of dudes. Use the Hammer of Dawn to kill a bunch of dudes. Or don't use the Hammer of Dawn and suffer to grenade kills over and over again.
Pretty much. So, yeah, Gears 5, it was alright. I am still looking forward to seeing what will happen with the Gears 6, but so far this was like, if Gears 5, if they were to never get a sequel, if they magically, Microsoft just goes, pull that fucking plug, which I doubt, but if they don't get it, nope, this is another case of like, shouldn't have ended on a fucking cliffhanger. I hate that it's done that twice in a row, but please.
I mean, again, and it's even doing that worse than the original series, because the original 3 games did not end on fucking cliffhangers. We did stuff, we resolved stuff. Gears of War 1, we kind of figured out, we launched a light mass bomb and we thought we killed the Locust, but we didn't. In the next game, what do? We sank fucking Jacinto at the end of fucking 2. We did what we were doing. We did what we were setting off to do the entire game. We did. And then 3, what happens? We end the fucking war entirely.
Yep.
What have we done in 4 and 5? Continue on the same plot without really doing anything of value.
Yeah, the Swarm hasn't had any negative things happen to them really at all. They've lost 2 big creatures that both pretty much just showed up at the end without really actually being like a threat.
You would have thought that killing Kate's mom would have set the Locust, or set the Swarm back, but it didn't. She's alive, somehow. And so we did nothing in 4. Absolutely nothing of value in 4, aside from stamp around and scream about Kate's mom for, 8 hours. So yeah, I think we're all done here. We've rambled a lot, and the game is serviceable in terms of gameplay. The story is the thing dragging it down, and it's getting harder and harder to excuse that. Even if we highlight the fact that, yes, the gameplay is improving.
Yep,
but that'll be it for us, I suppose.
Yeah, I think the last thing I want to say for Gears 5 is, I probably wouldn't care so much if it didn't show that, like, there's so much that Gears 4 and 5 show that, like, oh, hey, we see that we could have been better in this part, and so they did better in that part. They tried to explain some things. They tried to have some character development in some other areas, and then it kind of falls flat, like, everywhere else, which just feels off, feels odd. It feels like everything else should have been brought up to match with the bits that were actually, like, touched on.
Or they should have stopped, like, bringing all these cool things to light and actually focus down, like, dim those lights, save those for later, focus on the things that are right in front of you and make them as best as you can.
Yep, but they didn't really, so this was okay. And I'm still looking forward to a Gear 6. This didn't completely ruin that for me. So
I mean, it dragged on a little longer than I'd liked it to. I mean, and people are like, oh, this is the biggest Gears of War campaign yet. It's okay in that regard. It's, yeah, something to put on a box or a billboard or a game, like a website ad. But it didn't feel like the most amazing thing I've ever experienced. It was interesting and very intriguing in terms of the gameplay, but again, the story being what it was, the story was the thing that was going to keep this big campaign.
I would go on, but together. Man, I really just want to end.
Right. So, rambling. We're done finally.
Yeah,
okay.
There's a lot I can say about a lot of things, but okay.
I'm going to answer. Right. So we're done here. I'm going to answer some questions from the people on my side. We're done.
That's
Thank
Gears
you for joining
5.
us.
We rushed through Gears 3, 4, and 5 over the last couple of weeks. Managed to do that, and now we can return to the holding pattern that the rest of the gaming industry can do. Gear 6. We'll see, and whenever it comes, who knows? Maybe they'll surprise us, and it'll be a launch title for fucking the next Xbox. Doubt it.
Yeah,
that's a year from now, but
maybe, or somewhere, probably somewhere in there. But anyway,
thank you guys for watching through this. We'll see you guys later.